Hi everybody, in this video I want to talk about mental health and bringing awareness to mental health. But first of all, I want to start with the current situation of what's going on all around the world, this pandemic, the coronavirus, how much devastation really it's caused to the world, like the impact it's had on people suffering. People have lost loved ones because of it. People have had to adapt to a different way of living because of it. People been isolated from friends, families because of it. Like the doctors and the nurses, how they've been to try and fight this virus, to help people and to save lives. Now, that is an amazing thing, but the impact is had on them, like with their mental health, their mental well-being because of this, and so forth. It's had an impact on other people's mental health, mental well-being because of it. But then I've noticed sort of like as well, and probably other people have noticed it, because we're all doing it, kindness, people being kind to one another, caring, helping people out that is in need, just helping each other out. How the attitude has changed, the kindness is there, and thinking of other people is there. Now, we can do it because it's in all of us. We don't realistically have to have something to happen to be able to be like that. We can do it anyway. Now, the mental health side of things, unfortunately, people have suffered with a mental illness long before this pandemic, but how it's been for them people that have suffered, they too, the people that have suffered with mental illnesses, people have took their own lives because of it. That's sad. That is sad. Their families have suffered because of that. They've had to try and live with that, and even their families seeing them like that, seeing them go through that pain. But on top of all of it, there's been a lack, I would say, of understanding around it all, not being educated around it, people's attitudes towards it, how they've looked down at people with a mental illness and looked and what they've said, it's happened. It has happened. It's just in total how they've been treated. And that has caused, because of all that, that's just caused a stigma around mental health. But the thing is, those who are suffering, it's hard enough for them as it is to have that illness. It's tough going for them. But they've had to carry that stigma with them on top, like a dark cloud above their heads. Now, that to me, it should never have happened, but it did happen. Things now are getting a little bit better, but there is still stigma there. There is still the stigma there. And that's where the awareness comes in with it. It's not just this month. It should be all the time. But because of that stigma, those people that are suffering, one of the reasons why people say you need to talk about it, but ask yourself why that hasn't happened. Ask yourself why it's been difficult for those people. Not just because, with their illness, they go within themselves. It's inside. It affects, it goes to your emotions. It affects your emotions. your feelings, the illness, and your personality. It goes to your personality. You know, that's why they say, you know, there's different parts of the brain that where your emotions, your feelings, your talking bit, you know, it affects all that because of it. Now, so that's why they say, like, the chemical imbalance, you know, that's why it affects the chemical imbalance. It's very complex, it's very complicated, but you can still have that understanding there. You can still get to understand what it's all about. Now, so that's one of the reasons. But another reason why people fear with a mental illness about really talking about what is going on with them is because they're worried about what other people are going to think of them. You know, how it's been. That's the stigma. Worrying about what other people are going to think of them. They put, like, it's like putting a barrier up. Like the barrier there. They can't go through that barrier because of it. That's where the encouragement needs to be. And it needs, you know, for these people to be able to do that. To be able to talk about how they're feeling. Because, say, you know, talking about how you're feeling isn't a sign of weakness. That to me is that's a load of rubbish, really. That's a load of rubbish. You know, even the toughest person, you get like the tough people that go around in their little gangs, you know, they do it. They do it because they may put a barrier up. Why? Because they don't want to show, they think they're showing weakness by actually being themselves, who they really are, rather than being something that they're not. And for other people, it's all about acceptance, isn't it? Being acceptant into a little gang. Like, it's like, what's the word for it? Being like an image, setting an image up. So you think what I've just said. So someone with a mental illness, they fear they're not going to be accepted by just showing or just saying how they're feeling and what is going on in their heads, what is going on in their minds, what is happening to them. That's what they fear. They're not going to be accepted. But the difference is they don't want to be like that. They just want to be themselves. They just want to be accepted for who they are. They want to be understood a bit more about, you know, just being understood, acknowledged. And they just want someone to be kind to them, caring towards them, and show that. So that goes a long way, you know, to help people with a mental illness, you know. And so after all this pandemic, you know, like I said, this pandemic is going to take a little while to like disappear, like get back to normal. But someone with a mental illness, people are still going to be suffering long after that. Long, you know, in the future, it's not good. You know, you can't stop a mental illness from happening. It happens, but we can do something about it by carrying on with that kindness, caring towards people, acknowledging, you know, it doesn't cost anything to be like that. We've got it in us. So why don't we carry on with that and show those people that they are accepted? They will be acknowledged. Help them to open up to how they're feeling, because that's what they're desperate to do. just to open up to how they're feeling. And the talking, just talking to someone, helping them to talk out how they're feeling. That is, it's been proven. I was watching something that the talking helps with your emotions, it helps with your mind, your brain. It's like putting what is like that imbalance kind of chemical, putting it right, you know. And I'm not sure if it's true, but I can't imagine it wasn't true. It's been known. People have been cured because of it. You know, a mental illness doesn't have to be something lifetime. So to all you people out there that are suffering with a mental illness, there is hope. There is hope. You can get through a mental illness. You know, it may take time for your recovery, but you can't, you know, you can better, you can make, for everybody else, helping each other, it can help someone else out as well. It makes a difference. It really do make a difference. So there is hope, but people, we all have to keep up with this kindness, the caring, everything, and acknowledge those people that are suffering with a mental illness of whatever kind, because they matter just like anybody else. Now, I hope this video will be of some help. Please share this video, because I'm trying to know, because of the bringing awareness to mental health, it is really important, you know, and the stigma won't go away. Like I said, it won't go away on its own. It will take some time to go away, but the more we do by changing it, you know, it do help, and it will make a difference. So please, like I said, please share this video. Take care, give us a thumbs up, and do your best to just stay positive.